is Mrs. Click, 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 click. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Hugs, bougie kiss, mwah, bougie kiss, mwah. Hi, guys. I got a lot to talk about today. Like, I'm ready to sink my teeth into this. Let me do the intro so that we can jump right into it. So we go any further, if you would like one-on-one coaching with yours truly or anything else that I may offer, you already know what to do. It is www.theassumptionprincess.com, and it is down in the description box below. Please be sure to read my disclaimer in full because it helps you out, it helps me out, and it just makes everything easier for the both of us. Thank you, love you. Okay, y'all. So I was going through the motions earlier today, and I was frustrated. You know, I'm a human being, and this is what I talk about this all the time on my channel. Y'all know that pretty much the nature of my channel is talking about the law of assumption, but navigating the law of assumption through emotions. And particularly today, I want to talk about navigating the law through frustration and anger. Okay, I was angry. I was frustrated. I was mad. I was annoyed. I was flustered. Any adjective that you can think to put on being fucking annoyed, I was feeling it, right? And guess what? I allowed myself to let that frustration, that anger, run its course, okay? Because one thing about it is when you are feeling an emotion, and that emotion in that moment, in that present moment, is very prominent, the more that you try to suppress that and masquerade that, I'm telling y'all all the time, it's not gonna work. Cause like even just the nature of the law of assumption is not the law of suppressing how you actually feel, or the law of being a robot and never feeling anything or convincing yourself that you don't. This is not what that is. This was never about toxic positivity. This was never about convincing yourself that anytime you react, anytime you feel a certain type of way about something, or anytime that you're hit with a circumstance, that you're back to being a victim and that the world is over, that the end is near, okay? This is not that, okay? What the law is here to continuously show you is who you are being, because it's literally a direct mirror, right? So in the midst of me having that moment of frustration, annoyance, I let myself feel it. I let myself feel it because I already know that even in the face of these things, I am not a victim. That is what it comes down to. I want y'all to like hold that in your mind and keep that as like a pocket of truth. No matter what I'm faced with, my consistent and persistent reminder, my home base, like I always say, is that I am not a victim. That is what you have to carry with you always and forever, because this is your truth. So knowing this, you can face this frustration. You can face this sadness. You can face this anger. You can face this annoyance and not label yourself as a victim or convince yourself, woe is me, the world is out to get me. That was the problem with how we were navigating the world previously. It wasn't necessarily the emotions themselves. It wasn't necessarily the circumstances themselves. It was the things that we were convincing ourselves to be true about ourselves, us, in lieu of the circumstances, in lieu of the emotions. So when I get frustrated, I let myself feel it. I let myself feel it because me letting that frustration come to the surface and me voicing it is not going to actively hold me down. If anything, I hold the belief that it propels me forward. Transparency and authenticity are crucial, are vital in this law, in this lifelong journey, period. Because if you can't keep it real with yourself, and if you can't be honest with yourself, what kind of relationship can you have with yourself? Not a very positive one, in my opinion. Not a very real, well-rounded one. Layered, multi-layered, multi-dimensional one. So at any rate, here's what I do. I've said this like 50 times in the video, but like, y'all, I'm really passionate. So I'm really passionate today. So this might be a little ramble. Oh, hello, my friend. So I let myself feel these emotions. And after I feel these emotions, I feel better. Guess what? I'm allowed to literally move out of it because now I have released it. And guess what? Releasing an emotion doesn't mean permeating on it. Doesn't mean getting back into a victim state. Doesn't mean convincing yourself that the law of assumption doesn't work, that manifestation isn't working, that you're just trying so hard but it's not working in your favor. No. Releasing an emotion is just giving yourself permission to feel that feeling. But it doesn't coincide with going back to being a victim. You see how those two things are not parallel? They don't cross paths. They don't have anything to do with one another. They are not roommates, okay? So feeling emotion and letting yourself feel emotion and being a victim, they are not roommates, all right? And that perspective too is very vital and very important in knowing this, because if you don't know the difference and if you're not distinct enough within the difference and you're not making that difference obvious to yourself, it is easy to get caught back up in that victim state. So I want you to be hyper aware of that. And when I say hyper aware, I don't mean necessarily driving yourself crazy and giving yourself grief for every emotion you feel or every thought that you deem as unfavorable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be aware, because you are total awareness. Be aware. How am I identifying myself in this moment? Who am I knowing myself to be in this moment? Because my saving grace through everything is knowing, okay, wait a second, I might feel this right now. This seems kind of shitty in this moment. I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, I'm mad, whatever. But I'm not a victim. And that is where freedom comes through. When you are secure in your identity as God, as the creator, as the one and only operant, omnipotent power in your reality, you can have those moments and then whoosa, back to true nature of self, because that awareness is never changing. That awareness is the saving grace, because it is always there to remind you. You don't have to be moved by the world. And this is also temporary. This is also temporary to the point where it's insignificant. Okay? So you can feel ways about things. You're going to have days where you feel ways about things. You're human, for fuck's sake. I would be quite concerned if you've never had an off day. I would be quite concerned if you've never had any kind of emotion when it comes to anything in your reality. I would be worried, because I don't think you would have a pulse, right? So you can come to face these things that are seemingly so ginormous, so outrageous, but that awareness, that security in your self-concept is what is going to anchor you and keep you grounded, because you are not, your identity is not embedded in that anger. The anger is temporary. The frustration is temporary. The annoyance is temporary. But what's forever is your true power and your true nature. Which leads me into my next point. A lot of times, pretty much, I'm going to say every time, 99.99%, like antibacterial hand sanitizer, right? When I release my emotions and get fixated on my awareness, it actually re-empowers me and reminds me of who the fuck I am. What do I mean by that? I wind up looking at the circumstance that initially irritated me, and I have an overwhelming sense of gratitude for it, because I feel as though everything in this reality is really here to continuously remind me that I'm that bitch, that I'm chosen, that I'm omnipotent, that I'm powerful, that I can do anything I want, that I'm God. Because it reminds me that although I was faced with this in this moment, I am still all-knowing. I am still powerful. I am still the one and only God in this reality. And then that realization, that remembrance of who the fuck I am, it gives me like a regeneration. It's like, oh wait, hold on, now I'm propped the fuck back up. Now I'm propped the fuck back up. Now I'm back aware. Oh shit, hold on, wait a second. You just ushered me only into a new realization of being even more so powerful than I even thought I was. Thank you, circumstance. Thank you, annoyance. Thank you, frustration. And also, I want to write this, I'm going to scribble this in here too. It's like a little post-it note. You can utilize all of these emotions, anger, all of that, as a means for manifestation. I think that a lot of times people always feel like, well, if I'm not manifesting from this completely love and light perspective, I'm not saying bad intentions or ill intentions. I don't condone that personally. It's your reality. But I'm just saying, what I'm saying is, you can use all of those emotions, even if they don't generally feel good, and still decide in that moment that everything you want is happening. Everything you want is unfolding. Everything you want has taken place. Everything you want is already done. I cannot tell y'all how many times I have been hotter than fish grease, and I have utilized that anger. Instead of making it handicap me, instead of allowing it to crutch me, I have allowed it to push me into the exact position I wanted to be in. I cannot tell y'all how many instant manifestations I have had from using that anger to propel me forward into getting my shit in that moment. So don't convince yourself that just because you're not sitting in a circle and singing kumbaya and hallelujah, that energy isn't valid enough to manifest. It is. It is. There's a lot of power behind anger. I know that as a society, we can generally label all of these emotions as inherently negative, but they're not necessarily always inherently negative. The reason that they become negative is when, again, what I said earlier, you start harping. You start letting them become a part of your identity. You don't have to do that. You can use them as a tool and put it the fuck back in the toolbox, in the shed when you're done. This doesn't have to become your total being. But anything, this is the whole point of the law, anything that comes into your perspective, you are free to use to your benefit. So you are always presented with the option: be a fucking victim or use it to your benefit. It reminds me, when I was a kid, my mom always used to say this, always. And it's so funny because now that I'm an adult, I think of it all the time, and I think how she would say it all the time, and it reminds me of the law. She would always, always, always tell me, work smarter, not harder. That was like one of her main mottos: work smarter, not harder. And when I think of that slogan, I think of the law and I think of her, and it just encapsulates the true nature of the law so much. That is the whole point of all of this: to work smarter, not harder. So instead of punishing yourself and giving yourself all of this agony and grief and for feeling something, for being presented with a circumstance that you don't like, you can take it and reutilize it to your benefit. It is always and forever up to you. You are the beginning, the middle, and the end. And the whole concept of this law, again, is here to make your life easier. Things don't just disappear into thin air. Your manifestations aren't just ceasing to exist because you got annoyed. Your manifestations aren't just ceasing to exist because a circumstance popped up. That's not how this works. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt this necessary to come to present to y'all, because I know it's needed. I know that it's needed. And that's why I tell y'all all the time, I'm a motherfucking person, bitch. Am I a bitch that's really good at the law? Yes. Do I know how to manifest my ass off? Yes. But I have emotions, and that doesn't take anything away from me at all. At all. That doesn't get in the way of my power. That doesn't get in the way of my capability. And so I'm telling this to you because if I am someone that you consistently watch and look to for advice, and I'm telling you I have emotions, why would it be able to be a non-issue for me, but not you? Because I know that's what y'all do. Y'all watch all these coaches and, how come they can do it? I can't. I'm not no different from you. The only thing that separates us is our point of view. That's it. I don't think that anything can crush me. That's it. That's it. Anyway, I just felt it necessary to come on here and yap, y'all. I'm about to get ready to go out to dinner and have a good night. I need a drink. Anyway, I love you guys. Make sure that you follow me on my social media. I'm always active on social media. Follow me everywhere. And until next time, you know that I love you. 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 I love you.